Hi everyone, this is Surya. Welcome to this video on one of the most important IELTS writing tasks to essay types. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Today, we'll break down exactly how to handle this question, focusing on an approach that gives you a better chance of achieving a higher band score. Let's first look at the different ways you can respond to this question. When you see a question like, to what extent do you agree or disagree in IELTS? You actually have three choices. First, you can fully agree with the statement. Second, you can fully disagree. Or third, you can take a balanced view, where you discuss both sides before sharing your final opinion. In this video, we will focus on the balanced approach because it's very effective when a topic has valid arguments on both sides and you want to show a deeper level of thinking. Now let's see how we can structure the essay. Now let's look at how to organize a balanced opinion essay step by step. We start with the introduction, where you paraphrase the topic, briefly mention both views, and lightly hint at your opinion. In body paragraph 1, you present the first side of the argument, even if you don't fully agree with it. In body paragraph 2, you present the other side which you support more strongly and explain why. Finally, in the conclusion, you summarize both sides briefly and clearly state your final opinion. This structure helps you keep your ideas clear and organized throughout the essay. Now let's apply this structure to a real IELTS question. Let's look at the example question we will use in this lesson. It says, the use of technology in education will eventually replace teachers in the classroom. To what extent do you agree or disagree? This question presents a strong claim that technological advancements will one day make teachers unnecessary. The instruction requires us to clearly express our opinion. Do we fully agree, fully disagree, or take a balanced view? In this lesson, we will follow a balanced approach where we explore both sides of the issue before presenting our own position. The teachers, while supported by technology, remain essential. Since we are following a balanced approach in this video, where we look at both sides of the issue before giving our opinion, it might seem similar to a discussion essay. But there are some important differences. In a balanced opinion essay, you do consider both views, but you also make your personal stance clear, either in the introduction, the conclusion, or both. The aim is to persuade the reader by guiding them towards your perspective. A discussion essay, on the other hand, focuses more on presenting both sides in a fair and detailed way. The writer stays neutral throughout, and the tone is more objective and exploratory, meaning it's focused on examining ideas without trying to convince the reader. Also, you only give your opinion if the task specifically asks for it. Now let's plan the introduction step by step. First, we paraphrase the topic. Instead of repeating the question, we mention the increasing role of technology in education and the belief that teachers may eventually become unnecessary. Second, we briefly introduce both sides. It's true that technology, especially AI, had changed the way students learn. But many still argue that teachers offer something technology cannot. Finally, we tell the reader what the essay will do. Examine both perspectives before reaching a conclusion. Since this is a balanced opinion essay, we will present both arguments fairly before clearly stating that we believe teachers are still essential. Let's now look at a complete sample introduction. We will read the full paragraph first, then break it down. The increasing integration of technology in education has led some to believe that teachers may eventually become obsolete. While it is undeniable that technological advances such as artificial intelligence have revolutionized the way students learn, others argue that the role of teachers extends beyond instruction and cannot be replaced by technology. This essay will examine both perspectives before concluding that, although technology plays a valuable role, teachers remain essential in the classroom. The first sentence paraphrases the essay question. Instead of repeating the question exactly, it introduces the key issue that some people now believe technology could make teachers obsolete. The second sentence admits both the reality of technological impact and the counter view. It states that artificial intelligence has changed the way students learn, but also introduces the idea that teachers provide something that technology cannot: emotional and instructional depth. Finally, the third sentence outlines what the essay will do. It signals that both sides will be discussed and clearly previews your position. The teachers are still essential even as technology becomes more powerful. This introduction does everything right. It paraphrases the topic, introduces both perspectives, and clearly sets up the structure of your essay. In body paragraph 1, we present the viewpoint that supports the idea of technology reducing the need for traditional teaching. Start with a clear topic sentence that introduces the idea that the benefits of technology have led some to question the role of teachers. Then build your explanation by showing how digital platforms and AI tools give students instant access to information and create more personalized learning experiences. For example, Duolingo adapts to the learner's pace and gives immediate feedback, which helps make lessons more efficient and engaging. You can also include the point that multimedia and interactive tools support a variety of learning styles and make lessons more dynamic and flexible. Another key argument is automation. Grading and feedback tasks can now be handled by technology, which reduces the teacher's involvement in routine activities. Altogether, these points reflect the view that technology is beginning to take over many aspects of a teacher's role. This sets up a natural contrast with the next paragraph, where we will explain why, despite all these advances, teachers remain essential in education. Here is the full paragraph based on the points we planned earlier. Please pause here and read the entire paragraph. Now let's break it down sentence by sentence to understand how it develops the argument logically. The first sentence introduces the idea that technology has brought so many benefits that it has led some to question whether teachers are still necessary. The next two sentences explain how artificial intelligence and digital platforms like Duolingo personalize learning, giving students immediate feedback and making lessons more engaging. Then, the paragraph expands the point by mentioning multimedia and interactive tools, which support different learning styles and reduce reliance on teacher-led instruction. Finally, it closes with a logical result. Since many routine tasks are now automated, some believe that teachers may no longer be essential. This paragraph presents the technology-focused view fairly and clearly. which is exactly what a balanced opinion essay should do, even if you don't agree with it. In body paragraph 2, we present the view that teachers are still essential, the side we support more strongly. Begin with a topic sentence that clearly contrasts the earlier view. Even with technological progress, teachers remain crucial because they do much more than teach academic content. One key point is emotional support and mentorship. Teachers connect with students personally, motivate them, and help build confidence, something technology simply can't do. You can strengthen this point with a human example. A struggling student needs encouragement, not just automated feedback. Then move into broader benefits. Real classrooms help students develop essential life skills like communication, collaboration, and critical thinking, all through human interaction. Finally, highlight that teachers adapt in ways machines can't. They adjust their teaching based on personalities, moods, and class dynamics. This paragraph supports your final position that while technology is useful, it cannot replace what teachers contribute to the learning experience. Here is the full second body paragraph, where we support the view that teachers are still essential. Please pause here and read the entire paragraph. The topic sentence makes it clear that even with advanced technology, teachers do more than just deliver information. The next sentence introduces emotional support and mentorship, qualities that machines can't provide. This is followed by a clear example of a student needing human encouragement, not robotic responses. Then we shift to another important point. The classroom experience builds soft skills like communication and teamwork, things that artificial intelligence can't simulate. Finally, we close with the idea of flexibility. Teachers can sense a student's needs and adjust their methods based on class dynamics, something no artificial intelligence system can truly do. This paragraph explains your own viewpoint and supports it with solid reasoning and examples, a key feature of a high-scoring IELTS essay. Now let's look at what makes a good conclusion for this kind of essay. When writing your conclusion, keep these things in mind. Start by summarizing both sides briefly: the impact of technology and the importance of teachers. Then clearly restate your opinion. After that, finish with a sentence that shows why combining both is the best approach. And remember to keep your tone formal and academic, just like the rest of your essay. Now look at the conclusion for this essay. This conclusion brings the essay to a clear and thoughtful close. Pause here and read the complete paragraph. The first sentence summarizes your position that while technology is powerful, it won't fully replace teachers. The second sentence goes a step further and explains what effective education should look like, a combination of both technology and human guidance. The final sentence emphasizes the teacher's unique role, especially in personal and academic growth. This leaves the reader with a clear opinion. Notice how the conclusion doesn't add any new examples or arguments. It simply brings together the essay's main ideas and delivers a firm final opinion. Now let's take a look at the complete essay. Feel free to pause the video to read it carefully. Now let's look at the complete essay with important language features highlighted using colors. Yellow shows connectors and cohesive devices that help link ideas smoothly across the essay, like on the one hand, on the other hand, in addition, and so on. Green highlights the thesis statement and topic sentences. These are the backbone of your essay and guide the reader through your argument. Pink marks academic expressions and collocations such as technological advances, changing classroom dynamics, and critical thinking, phrases that improve your lexical resource score. Turquoise highlights the examples and evidence used to support each point. For example, Duolingo. Use this color guide to analyze how language, structure, and support work together in a high-scoring IELTS essay. You can apply the same strategies in your own writing. Now that we have looked at the language features in the model essay, let's turn to your own writing. Before you start planning or drafting, here are 5 key things to keep in mind that will help you write a clear and well-structured opinion essay. First, read the question carefully and understand the instruction type. This can help you plan your response properly. Second, decide your position clearly and choose the structure that best supports it. In this case, we used a balanced approach. Third, if you are presenting both sides, treat each fairly before sharing your final opinion. Fourth, support every main point with explanations and examples. This shows development and helps you meet the IELTS task response criteria. And finally, pay attention to academic style. Use formal language, connect your ideas clearly, and organize your essay into logical paragraphs. If you follow these 5 steps, your essay will be clear, convincing, and well organized. That brings us to the end of this session. We have looked at how to analyze the question, plan a balanced response, and use academic language to write a well-structured opinion essay. The more you practice using the structure, the more confident you will feel in the exam. Now that we have explored how to write a balanced opinion essay, in the upcoming videos, we will focus on how to write a one-sided opinion essay, where you clearly agree or disagree. We will explore more essay types and strategies soon. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.